I think I realize just how little it can take for someone to feel like someone truly cares and is connected. I think I've realized that we all have an opportunity to make a huge impact with small things. I think that's one. Something God's been teaching me over and over the last few months is that when I'm focused on myself and my frustration and my struggles and things that aren't going right, whether it's in my life, my kids' lives, my family's lives, it's really hard to see. It's hard to see beyond that, like, just haze that sets in.
Right.
And when I can put my focus outside of what I'm dealing with, it not only gives me opportunity to bless people around me, but it gives me an opportunity to look outside myself and just get out of that junk. Like,
it becomes a breakthrough for you in the midst of reaching out toward other people.
Yeah. You know how people say, when God talks to you, like, what does that sound like? I don't know how many times I've gotten that question, because I'll be like, oh, God told me I should do this. And they're like, what do you mean? How does that sound, right? But when God talks to me, it's not an audible voice. It's like that tiny little nudge that you get that says, maybe you should try calling your Aunt Sue this week that you haven't talked to in 3 months. And you're like, where did that come from? And I've tried to be much more intentional about actually listening to those nudges. And most of the time I don't have the right words. I don't have the thing to say. I don't even know why I'm reaching out.
Gotcha.
But
you find out later.
Yeah, you find out later that there's a purpose, or that God just knew they needed someone to connect to. So I think that's, I mean, COVID has definitely made things different, right? It's definitely, and I mean, even financially, we're not doing as much. We're just sitting around the house a lot. And so,
it slowed us down.
Yeah, it did. But it put me in a spot financially where I don't have as much going out. And realizing how many people are not as blessed. Like, if people look at my life, they're not going to say I have much. I have a small home that was built in the 50s and a van with 200,000 miles on it. But we have so much more than so many people. And as we look at what's happened to so many families this past year, as so many people can't work and are just trying to make ends meet, even financially, there are ways that you can help in small ways, small little things that, you know, you may not have much to give, but make such a huge difference. So